A lot to unpack there,
Yeah,
and I have so many questions to ask you as it relates
fire away, man. It's just us.
statements. I know, right? Let's talk about injuries. He said that it's frustrating sitting out for so long, and I know that you had a pretty serious injury that kept you out for a while. What was that like?
Yeah, I had an injury when I was in D.C. I had a wrist injury, kept me out, I want to say, around 50 to 60 games.
That's a lot.
And then when I was in Charlotte, I broke my foot one year and missed an entire season. So I understand exactly what Zion's going through. When you're in the recovery process or the rehab process, it's lonely. You feel isolated at times. Even though you're around your teammates, you're still not with them. You're not out there practicing. You're not going through the drills with them. When practice starts, you go off on the side and you got to do your own thing, and you're not getting a chance to play basketball. You're doing stability exercises and all types of rehab with all types of bands and all that type of work. And it can be a very lonely process when you're rehabbing, especially if there's not another injured player there with you. It can be very lonely. They got you running in the pool and doing all these type of things, and it's a different type of workout for an athlete because most NBA players, we just love to hoop. That's all we want to go out there and hoop. We want to play basketball. We want to work on our craft. And part of the thing that really sucks about being hurt is you can't work on your game as much as you want to, and you can't play ball. I'm sure this kid is missing the game of basketball, and he can't wait to get out there and put on an excellent performance for us tomorrow.
And it is, after all, a team sport. It's not like you're tennis players or track runners. You're used to being with your teammates. Okay, you heard him talk about changing some things, maybe his running style, his gait, since he's been out. Have you ever heard of anything like that happening before?
Yeah, I actually have heard that with two guys that were bigger bodies also. Miles Turner, when he was coming out of Texas, they were talking about his running style and maybe he needed to change it. There were some concerns about how he would make it in the NBA because they thought he had a weird gait.
Turned out pretty good.
Yeah, and also Roy Hibbert. When Roy Hibbert was coming out of Georgetown, actually before he came out, they were definitely making sure that they wanted to change how he ran. When he first got to Georgetown, they made sure they changed a lot. Being from that area where I played in D.C., Roy being from the DMV, I played against him when he was coming out of high school playing in summer leagues and stuff. So they definitely did a lot to change the way he got up and down the court.
All right, so now Zion Williamson, we're expecting him to return tomorrow. What are your expectations for him?
I think he's going to have a very good game. I think that, of course, he's not going to come out there and play 30 minutes. I think he's going to have some highlight dunks. That's just what he does. You've seen all the YouTube clips. I don't think he's going to have a lot of pressure on him because this isn't like he's coming out there for a team that doesn't have anything. You have Brandon Ingram, who might be the most improved player in the league this year. You have Drew Holiday, one of the most underrated players in the league. And you have a veteran like J.J. Redick that provides floor spacing. So there's a lot of good options out there. Zion's not going to have to do everything on his own. I think he's going to come out there and have a big-time effect on this game and have some highlight plays off the jump.
Cannot wait. And, of course, they're well coached by Alvin Gentry. So stay tuned for tomorrow night's action. You don't want to miss that. Now, from one big to another, Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big body.
Blue chips.
He's got a lot of things going on here in the studios. One of them is story time with Shaq. So stay tuned. It's coming up next.